Hey, Lee here with the pull list for April 4th, 2012, presented by longboxradio.com. I've been getting over some kind of flu this week, but I definitely managed to get out, grab some groceries, and grab my comics, and that's why we're here. You'll notice that the cover on the front at the opening there was actually a blacked out Swamp Thing. That's because they actually were revealing the new look of Swamp Thing in this week's issue. So there will be spoilers. I will be showing that cover in a moment here, but in case you just clicked on the video and didn't want to see it yet, there it is. I'm just being thoughtful. Anyway, this week from DC, we have Action Comics number 8, which is going to be the Superman book I stay on. I'm dropping regular Superman. Last issue was definitely my last, but looking forward to this one. I have enjoyed the book. I don't know if Rob's still reading it and whatnot. I'd like to hear what he thinks, but yeah. One of my second last issue of Detective Comics, I dropped the book. I have one more issue to grab, and then I'm done for now. I don't know, Tony Daniel, I don't mind him. But this book, honestly, there's so many Batman books going right now, and this is probably the weakest one. I do love the cover. You know what? In a world where Scott Snyder's Batman didn't exist, I would definitely still be reading this one, but it's one or the other. Just looking to save the $4 a month. Fairest, of course, we got a lovely cover there from Adam Hughes. This is coming to us from Bill William, Jimenez Lanning. Second issue only, but this is, of course, coming to us from Vertigo. Super cool if you like Fables. It's a pretty awesome spin-off. It's just more Fables a month, so there's nothing wrong with that. Going over to Green Arrow, which is now under Ann Nocenti, and she took over last issue, and I don't know, the art I kind of dug, the story, I mean, they gotta shake up this character some ways, because he's just, it's been 7 issues of pretty tough stuff, so hoping this arc is actually going to kind of, bring some light to Green Arrow. And there's other books like Savage Hawkman that I keep talking about, which I've loved since it began, but apparently no one is buying it. This one, on the other hand, people are buying it, but the quality just isn't there. So I don't know. I'll have to get Rob Liefeld to look over it. Swamp Thing, and of course there is Swamp Thing as he appears now. Of course, Scott Snyder, Yannick Paquette. He's looking pretty awesome. He's got little antlers there. Kind of a cool almost chest-looking armor piece. Super, super awesome. This has been one of the best books of the New 52. We're looking forward to reading that one. Over to Image Comics, we have Fatal. This is, of course, is issue 4 already. After the first 2 issues, was kind of iffy about this book. I read 3, and now I'm definitely hooked. And that's coming to us from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, of course. So Fatal, all the covers look super, super awesome, too. If you like your noir-y kind of books, this is definitely what you want to pick up. Spawn 218. Things are kind of heating up in this book, or that's what I've been saying for the past 3 issues. Kind of a slow burn, Spawn, but super cool art. The writing's top notch, so awesome book. Over to Marvel, we have Amazing Spider-Man 683, The Ends of the Earth Part 2, I believe this would be. We got Spider-Man in his new cool costume on the front there. This should be another awesome event from Dan Slott, of course. Guy can do no wrong with Spider-Man. Avengers Academy, Christoph Gage, of course, this is Part 2 of the War with the Renegades there. So, if you're familiar at all with some Ultimate Spider-Man art, you might recognize the cover there, which is a 2-parter. You take Part 1 and Part 2, and they make a one big cover. So I've really enjoyed Avengers Academy. I'm sure this issue will be no different. AVX Round 1, I've already read this. It has all these cool AR codes throughout, so if you have a iPhone or something that can get an AR reader off an app store, what you do is you actually use that to scan these ARs, and there's about 4 or 5 of them throughout the book, and cool things happen. Either the comic animates, or, Bendis walks on, he's like, hey, this is my favorite panel, and stuff like that. So really, really neat, worth checking out. The book itself, if you've read the preview, you kind of know what to expect. It's just the start of things, but probably going to be a pretty awesome event. Of course, on this we have John Romita Jr. doing the art. And I've had issues with his art before. Mike Haynes defends him to the ends of the earth. This one, I don't mind it so much. He's actually not doing too bad of a job. So this will be an awesome event. Of course, we'll be following that here on the pull list and on the podcast as well. Daredevil gets a 0.1 issue this week. We have 10.1. Man, some of these Daredevil covers are like the prettiest thing Marvel's got going for them right now. That one is no exception. Super cool. Does that look like a comic book to you? If I didn't tell you it was. So super cool. Of course, that's who is it? It's Mark Waid on Daredevil, I believe. Yeah, totally. Had a moment there. Like I said, getting over the flu. Thunderbolts 172. This book, of course, we learned last episode of the podcast. This will be changing into a Dark Avengers book apparently at some time. But for the meantime, enjoy this. Thunderbolts has been a great book going for the last 2 years. I can't remember a time when this book wasn't something definitely worth picking up. So if you haven't read Thunderbolts, jump on a trade or somewhere, get up to date, and definitely follow this book because it's awesome. Ultimate Spider-Man. Of course, we release Amazing Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man in the same week. That's just how Marvel works. Here he is. There's Prowler on the front there, Ultimate Prowler. The covers have been super, super cool. Most of them are from Kara Andrews, so you know how weird that is for me to say. Of course, you get a free digital copy, as with most Marvel books now, so that's awesome. Excuse me. Rick Remender's Venom. Here we have kind of a tie-in with the Secret Avengers here. Of course, he's on Secret Avengers now, which is issue 24. Came out either last week or this week. Depends on your comic book shop. Marvel really needs to start street dating their stuff better. But here it is, Venom 15, kind of getting off the Circle of 4 story, which is awesome, because I like where Venom was at before that happened. So there you have it. And finally this week we have Wolverine and the X-Men number 8. Super cool cover there. Has also been a pretty cool book, and that's coming to us from Jason Aaron. So that guy has trouble writing a bad comic book as well. So I will no longer bore you with my sick voice. I'm going to go read some comics and lay down and hopefully get over this and be good for the podcast, which is recording tomorrow. Again, we're recording weekly now. So LBR 24, I believe it is, will be recording tomorrow and probably be at you sometime during Easter weekend. So have a happy holiday, everybody. You'll hear us at some point talking about all the comic books of the week. Other than that, this is Lee signing out.